Hey guys, it's Cody back with another video. Tonight in this video, it's just going to be a quick update to my autographs in my WWE 2nd edition Encyclopedia. And I'll also mention who I'll be getting this book signed by at WrestleCade in 24 days in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So I'll show you guys the autographs and tell you where I met them. So let's get started. And there's about 70 or 80 autographs in this book, just so you guys know. So, right off the bat, the first one I have is Al Snow. I met Al Snow back on July 23rd at Masters of Ring Entertainment's Pro Wrestling Fan Expo 3 in Wilmington, North Carolina. Pretty cool. Aldo Montoya, aka Just Incredible. I met him back on September 27th of 2014 at an NCWA Pro Wrestling event in Clayton, North Carolina. Ron Simmons, this is 1 out of 3 autographs I have in my encyclopedia of him. He's really cool. I met him at an NCWA event back in 2014 as well. Armando Estrada, met him last year at WrestleCade Fan Fest in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Really nice guy. The Barbarian, I forget where I got this book signed at, but I've met him at many different shows, so He's at almost every indie show I'm at here in North Carolina. Billy Gunn, met him last year at WrestleCade. He was really cool. Same case with these next couple guys. Blue Meanie, met him last year at WrestleCade. Bobby the Brain Heenan, met him at WrestleCade last year. Booker T, met him at WrestleCade last year. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Bushwhacker Luke, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. Big Stevie Cool, aka Stevie Richards, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Same case with this guy. Carlito, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Cody Rhodes, met him at Big Time Wrestling 2 months ago on September 23rd at Dorton Arena here in Raleigh. He was really cool. Dean Douglas, aka Shane Douglas, got this one signed at NCWA on March 19th of this year. Deborah, met her at WrestleCade 2014. Derek Bateman, aka EC3, met him at Big Time Wrestling's debut show in Raleigh on February 26th. Diamond Dallas Page, met him at WrestleCade last year. Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, met him at Masters of Ring Entertainment on July 23rd in Wilmington. D'Lo Brown, I met him at NCWA at the same time I met Ron Simmons. He was a really cool guy. Drew McIntyre, met him at WrestleCade 2014 Fan Fest in Winston-Salem. Elijah Burke, aka the Pope D'Angelo Dinero, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Evan Bourne, met him at WrestleCade last year. Ezekiel Jackson, met him at WrestleCade 2014 in Winston-Salem. Flash Funk, met him at WrestleCade last year. Gangrel, met him back on September 23rd at Big Time Wrestling in Raleigh. George South, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. The Godfather, met him at WrestleCade last year. He was really nice. Greg the Hammer Valentine, met him last year at WrestleCade. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. Haku, met him at NCWA on April 4th of last year. He was really nice. Hardcore Holly, met him at WrestleCade last year. Tom Pritchard from the Heavenly Bodies, met him at an NCWA show a few years ago. The Hurricane, met him at WrestleCade last year. No, not last year, 2014. Ivan Koloff, I met him at NCWA a couple years ago. He was really nice. Jeff Hardy, met him at WrestleCade last year. Jeff Jarrett, met him on April 18th of last year at Super Star Wars 4 at Forest View High School in Gastonia, North Carolina. He was really nice. Jim Cornette, met him at WrestleCade 2014 Fan Fest. Jimmy Hart, met him at NCWA a few years ago. Jimmy Snuka, met him at WrestleCade 2014. John Morrison, met him last year at WrestleCade. Justin Credible, met him at NCWA back on September 27th of 2014. Justin Gabriel, met him last year at WrestleCade. Kama Mustafa, a.k.a. The Godfather, a.k.a. Papa Shango, met him last year at WrestleCade. Kevin Sullivan, met him at NCWA a few years ago. Karma, a.k.a. Awesome Kong, met her at WrestleCade 2014. B. Brian Blair, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. Kurt Angle, met him at Modern Vintage Wrestling this past Saturday, October 29th, at the Cape Fear Community College Schwartz Center in Wilmington, North Carolina. He didn't talk much. Larry Zbyszko, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Road Warrior Animal, met him at WrestleCade last year. Lex Luger, met him at Big Time Wrestling on February 26th. The Masked Superstar, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. Matt Hardy, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Same with this guy, Matt Stryker, WrestleCade 2014 Fan Fest. Maxine from NXT, met her last year at WrestleCade. She was really cool. Very nice lady. A little bit overpriced, but she was nice. Mickie James, met her at the 2014 WrestleCade event. Mr. Kennedy, met him last year at WrestleCade. Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs, the Nasty Boys, met them at Big Time Wrestling last month. Ron Simmons and Kama Mustafa together as the Nation of Domination. Papa Shango, met him at WrestleCade last year. He was really cool. Rhino, met him outside the PNC Arena in Raleigh on September 10th. And got him to sign this before the WWE live event. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, met him last year on June 27th at NCWA in Clayton. Ric Flair, met him on September 23rd at Big Time Wrestling. Ron Simmons again. Rosie, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Sabu, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Scott Steiner, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Shane Douglas, met him at NCWA. Shannon Moore, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Sheamus, met him at the High Point, North Carolina Cricket Wireless Store back on May 16th of this year for a free autograph signing before a taped episode of Monday Night Raw at the Greensboro Coliseum. Shelton Benjamin, met him at WrestleCade last year. He was super cool. Stevie Richards, met him at WrestleCade 2014. Tatanka, met him at NCWA back on September 27th, 2014. Terry Runnels, met her last year at WrestleCade. Terry Funk, met him at Big Time Wrestling Carolina's Crowning of a Champion event back on April 9th. Tommy Dreamer, met him at Modern Vintage Wrestling's debut event on January 30th of this year at the Ziggy's by the Sea bar in Wilmington, North Carolina. He was really cool. Next up, one of the biggest jerks I've ever met, Vader. Met him at WrestleCade 2014 FanFest. Jimmy Valiant, met him at NCWA on April 4th, 2015. The Warlord, met him at an NCWA event a few years ago. And my last autograph in this book is X-Pac, and I met him at AML Wrestling's debut show on January 25th of last year. So that's the autographs, guys, and on November 26th of this month, as you guys know, I will be attending the WrestleCade event at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And there I will be getting the book signed by the Brooklyn Brawler, Chris Masters, Cowboy Bob Orton, Eric Bischoff, Coco Beware, Juventud Guerrera, The $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Mr. Hughes, One Man Gang, Rob Conway, Paul Orndorff, Razor Ramon, Ricardo Rodriguez, Rikishi, The Sandman, Sharmell, Psycho Sid, Ryback, Tito Santana, and Victoria. And possibly Rene Dupree if he doesn't cancel. So that's my Wrestling WWE 2nd Edition Encyclopedia autographs, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.